Welcome back, everyone, to game number 2 of Auzom Premier League Week 2 Lobby 1. If you're just now joining us, you missed a fantastic game with Penta coming out with 20 kills and some amazing grenades throughout the entirety of the game. But it is game number 2 right now. Hey, look at that pretty rock. Look at that pretty sky. And then in a quick second, we're going to look at that pretty mini-map. This is an interesting playing route to start us off.
Yeah, almost very similar to the first one we saw. A little bit harsher in the vertical path here. Looks like it will go almost vertical, probably sloping a little bit to the left here. But again, allowing a lot of options for teams. Looks like FaZe is going to try and contest the military island against Air Station Mike. Not sure if they're going to go straight for the base or try and get over to Novo and go north from there. But southern heavy jump here. You see big Avangar. And it looks like LFO as well, chilling in the south end of the map. They're all scouting each other, looking at the parachute paths. Method headed back to Pachinki. Vitality going towards their home in Milta. Tiger Mafia headed towards the school area. And TSM at the farther north end of the map, probably heading back towards the Asnaya. So again, a lot of options for these teams to get to different spots and get some early game looting going.
Yeah, I was actually about to say that this plan was even worse for FaZe. We saw them struggle to get to Milta Power last game, and this one will take even longer, but looks like they are going to Novo, which is usually their plan B. We see them actually dropping around, grabbing vehicles, and probably, well, Fuzzface may be looting up these areas down here, just because it's basically free loot anyway. No one's contested them down there, but then the rest of them, I suspect that the rest of them are going to be going to Nova. It looks like only 3 members of FaZe actually made it into this server, though, so they're going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage this time around. But we don't have the same shenanigans of a break being on a 17th team this time around. It's only 16 this time. The usual important number here. We have Vitality. A little bit of an unlucky game last game, you could say, but going to try to answer back and even more. But they're all getting a vehicle and actually taking some very quick shots from Purge Gaming. None of them really land, not even on the vehicle, I don't think. And so they should be safely out of there. It was just a 9mm pistol or SMG, I believe. But here comes Monkey to the north as well. He's not going to be taking 2 shots of his own either. So it looks like Vitality are going to get to Milta safely and going to start the loot of their own.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking, you mentioned that it was a bit of an unlucky game for Vitality, but they still managed to hit that top 5 placement. That is something that we talked about last game, is that they're so consistently in that top 5, and we are going to get a military circle here. A little bit of water in play, so a little bit, a significant amount of water in play this game around, but we should see this thing shrink around the military island. So FaZe now in a good position to just loot away. Fuzzface split looting here, probably going to find himself a vehicle while the rest of his teammates hit Novo. So Air Station Mike in the prime position right now, getting all that loot to themselves in the military base. You see LFO kind of sharing that little outskirt of buildings just outside Ferry Pier where Avangar is taken up hold. So right now, all these teams are going to be looking on how to get south. Longo here with LFO moving out, trying to maybe reconvene with his team or just continue to loot here. I don't see where the rest of them are, but can't be too far away.
The dangerous thing about a military base right now when you're playing on EU servers is that you got Vitality in Milta, and Vitality really kind of like to position themselves in a way that they're not on the edge of the circle, keeping everyone coming in, but they're keeping everyone from getting far to the center. And in this circle, they are on a perfect space to do that. I wouldn't be surprised even if they went towards the other side and to the south, the crossroads, south crossroads of the eastern military bridge, if they did a 2-2 split to take complete control of this transitional area. But here comes Method. Actually, they looted a little bit of a Pachinki, I suspect, but yeah, early into military island.
So this is more of a get the bare essentials. You see not too many meds there on 8C. Andy behind him. So it's a bit of a positioning play here, more so looking for loot. I would imagine they might try and come down towards where Fuzzface is. So Fuzzface is actually, unless they decide to stop here at this crossroads spot, I think they're going to continue in just for safety. But Fuzzface actually in danger here of being caught out by himself if all of Method crashes into one of his compounds. Right now, it looks like Method just choosing to scout a little bit, see who's where. Not sure if they received any fire from Air Station Mike. We see a crate coming in here, headed down towards the water. So if you're crossing, you'll get rewarded with a nice AWM and 8 times and a AR compensator for some reason. But all good there. Have you seen a sniper rifle silencer in a crate yet? Because I don't think I ever have. It's never been anything other than AR
No.
compensators.
I don't think no. I think I may have seen a sniper compensator, but yeah, I don't think I've seen a sniper silencer. But unless we do have Blade Cedo from Team LFO trying to take some shots, Method, the remaining two members of Method making their
Longo's in
own
there
way
too.
down to the island. Yeah, take a couple of shots, but nothing too big. But here comes Longo, actually also from
Aggressive.
LFO on the south side. Yeah, in a very aggressive position. Just now peeking out, taking some shots at Leighton, but doesn't land too
He's
many of them.
bailing.
Is gonna now
He's like,
fall
no,
away.
I'm
Actually,
out.
yep, has to bail over onto the side of the ridge. Takes a little bit of damage, not too much.
Yeah, that was an interesting play. It looked like Longo wanted to cut him off there late and throwing a defense nade. So Method actually having to stop entirely. I'm not sure if this is a 200 IQ play or just circumstance, but Method has stopped on the bridge with the rest of LFO now looking down at them from the other side. I'm not sure what the game plan is here, but I think Turtle and Leighton recognizing their positioning and wanting to move out of here as Longo kind of held them up a little bit by cutting in front of them and going for the dump truck play there. So interesting maneuver, inconsequential. You see Avangar now engaged a little bit. Looks like Blaze Cito himself facing some pressure at the south end of the bridge, getting a little bit of a couple of shots hitting here from Avangar. Is taking up a choke building here. So I don't know what the game plan is now for Blade Cito, but he's by himself.
Well, neither of these teams are in the safe zone right now, so he honestly could just hang out here for a little bit if he wanted. But oh, nope, no, he can't, because right at the northwest, the rest of Vanguard come up, and that's a crossfire that you are not getting out of. Dreamy's the one getting the knock onto him. Yeah, and
there's nowhere to go.
No revive.
So LFO losing one early here. We see Vitality congregating in Milta as well. Two other teams making the trek across Fuzzface has rejoined the rest of FaZe. Well, somewhat. He's closer to them now. He's up on the observatory area. The rest of FaZe hanging out in Novo, still getting looted. TSM well outside the circle. And we see actually a team up in Severny as well. So we're going to have a lot of late breaking teams here, probably entering the water or using that water to try and get across. They might not make it before the first circle is finished transitioning. So we'll see if they get a lucky circle. But right now, a lot of teams trying to vie for position to get anywhere near the new play zone.
Yeah, and on the minimap, you can actually see that we did have what I suggested earlier of Vitality kind of bridge camping the eastern bridge, and then the Vanguard bridge camping the western bridge as well. So at this point, it's going to be very, very difficult for anyone to come in on wheels or even on foot. Everyone's going to have to swim or take a boat across. Uncharged here, though, does get down, caught out in the middle of a field. And so FC Eastbu, easy finish up on that. It's going to be some damage to Team Zuchtindam.
Nice. I like it. You can handle all calls that team going forward.
I think I go into that voice as like a defense mechanism. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, if I make it wrong, at least I'm making it sound funny.
No, it sounds legit. I am 100% convinced that you're saying it correctly. So I'm interested to see if Vitality is going to play a bit of a gatekeep here. They're not in a position to just pepper everybody who comes through, but this is not going to play out like a pub game where people just blindly drive at that bridge. They're going to recognize that there's going to be a bridge camp or a gatekeeping team there. So opting for the swim is Sane and company. I am Phil close behind, so trying to get around early. That first zone closing slowly. I just want to point out that we have some of the best transitions from an observer in the game. So thank you, Skyline, for your high-level transitions. Very nice. Avangar setting up the pair of bridge camp as well, a little bit further away. So it looks like they're going to try and set up around the dump truck area, or maybe even come down to the water, thinking that teams are probably going to try and swim through as well. Maybe hearing those shots from Keen. Avangar putting shots onto Dynamic. So FC Espu trying to get through here on the boat. I think he's just scouting or seeing where a spot could be to get to. I don't know what.
He does have a teammate just south of him, the compound east of where that bridge is. That's where Longo was, the player who kind of tried quote unquote to stop Method. Didn't full commit to that, but yeah, you see Longo there. He was trying to get to his teammate, but now that he has to fall away, it's not safe to get to his compound at all with the boat, because you can see that big giant beachfront that he's got to cross with no cover to even get up to Longo. Now Longo is going to be looking for a way out as well, because he still wants to meet up with his surviving teammates.
Yeah, and I misspoke there. That was Dynamic of LFO. So Longu and teammate there, Dynamic, trying to join up as they've already lost Blade Cedo. I didn't see the third teammate here, but it looks like Avangar. I don't know if they're going to try and set up. There's a pretty nice hill right here that is a pretty good hold as well, just to their south, but it looks like they're going to kind of opt for the coastal hold here. So they might set up their vehicles to be safe. Looks like they are going to disembark. So I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do. Still might be holding that gatekeep there. But meanwhile, it looks like TSM is still migrating, looking for a way in, maybe looking for a boat to take this thing all the way around that far coast area. But Breaksco might be hearing that buggy come close. I think Vis spotted that UAZ in the courtyard. Breaksco now popping out some shots. So TSM is going to try and skirt this entire compound as Breaksco looking for a wheel shot here. Break a little bit behind. So Vis, Smack, and Break getting through okay. Circle closing now. So it looks like Cloudtail found himself a boat. This is going to be an interesting change here. I think TSM is probably going to come in on the edge and play it slow because Vitality has this bridge relatively under control. But FaZe now also engaged. So this is going to be where teams start to crunch together as we see Penta here still outside the zone as well.
Yeah, there's a number of teams actually on this one. This is the harsher one because on this side of the circle, there is really not much ground, if any at all, on the greater Erangel. And so I think it's like 4 teams here that are almost kind of trying to crush in. I think 2 of them may be going up and taking the rocks on the south edge, but Penta and FC East
landing some nice shots there.
Yeah, exactly. Player Jones hitting a few onto ours. The rest of sorry, not what team is that? That's FC.
That's FC. It's Penta, yeah, exactly. Penta versus FC there. So ours taking a few shots. Player Jones doing some good shooting there. So a little bit of damage, but really FCE still has the advantage here because they're going to have to either tank the zone and try and take this one-on-one. Missy without a helmet. So this is going to be an interesting fight here. Not sure what Penta has up their sleeve. You see the 2-player team crashing across in the dossier here, or even just trying to get onto the bridge. Maybe use that vehicle cover there, but they're receiving some fire there. A few shots landing, I believe, onto Player Jones. So just trying to get across, but they'll be driving right into where a Vanguard is set up on that hill. Not sure if the Vanguard. Oh, looks like, yeah, it looks like we've had a down come here. Real ZX landing a headshot, but there it is. Vanguard trying to defend. Tony Sosa, I looks like had Method under fire as well elsewhere on your screen. So they did make it through, but they are now split as Simsy is going to have to do the same thing. Real ZX unable to do anything other than provide cover fire. So it looks like what they're trying to do here is lure FCE onto the ridge to shoot, and then Real ZX is trying to put pressure onto them. But with 1 player only and Simsy taking damage, this is not a good spot for them. And it looks like the buggy took a little bit too much damage. Simsy deciding not to risk getting exploded and jumping out on the bridge. So this is going to be a tough crossing here. Real ZX not in a position to help right now.
Luckily enough, they do have 2 players that are on the island, and now the next circle has revealed itself. Both these teams are going to have to move out, and so you could argue that FC East are now in actually really bad position because, sure, they do have more people. They do have to run through these to even make their way alive. Tuho Juho getting dropped. Almost made his way away, but didn't find just enough cover. And in the meantime, actually, during this fight earlier, we saw Method get completely wiped by Tony Sosa.
So that's unfortunate for Method. I just want to comment on what Simsy just did there. He threw the smokes, and I'm not sure if he was just waiting for them to peek. He then peeked the left side of the boxes where there was no smoke, and actually landed it down there. So we see Avangar now under fire from Penta, returning a little bit of the favor there. Polka, I think he might have lost a wheel or just maybe hit a little bit of a drift there. He did lose a wheel. So Polka having to abandon his vehicle there and run the rest of the way. So Penta now using that aggression in their favor. Gonna have to get picked up by Keen, and off they will go.
Nice arrival. Don't know the remaining 2 players of that team are. I think, yeah, so you'd see a Nukdip just to the south of them as well, trying to make their way through military base, because that's a pretty eastward swing of the circle. Still a little bit of water off the east coast of Nova, but right now Strove actually running out into the blue zone because this is more teams that are still on Erangel have to make their way in. Chronix and Udyr Mayfire just to the north. Both of them still have to make their way. Both these teams still have to make their way into the water before they even cross, and so they'll be chunking a lot of damage, no matter what.
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for them, being this far outside the zone, and also pressure from what's the team name, Cam? I can't say it.
Zokting Nam.
There you go, perfect. So FCE transitioning nearby as well. Chronix trying to get some shots onto them. So Strove and company are kind of playing a little bit of pressure here, but most of the fighting just happening completely outside the zone. FCE looking to transition somewhere else. I imagine they're going to look for a boat or try and swim across, but they're just trying to get away from this blue zone right now. So Team 10 still looking out towards Udyr there, spotting him out, maybe landing a few shots. But that blue damage is just ticking away, Cam.
Yeah, it's not good. And I know we saw earlier on Chronix, no health items. Strove here also no health items. And so not going to be easy for them to heal up. I'm pretty sure they have a couple of stims, popped all of them. But that's still not going to be the same thing as having a good med kit or even a full first aid kit all the way up to 75 or full HP once they do get inside the circle, and they have a long transition to make there anyway. So they're going to be chucking down probably to maybe even as low as 15 health.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for them. So Exalt trying to get away. Looks like we see TSM has rotated all the way around and are now making the long swim from, I'm imagining, the Lipovka area all the way across, or sorry, the Milta area all the way across to Novo here, which is empty, luckily. Penta in a good spot here, and it looks like we've had Exalt Gaming stop and have now turned fire, looking back towards them. So Zokti Nam coming down. All the way down. I believe they are wiped out of this game. So some easy team looting there. I do not see any remaining members, so that's it for them. So Exalt going to get through, and Penta still on the edge there. Might have heard those shots, but they're a fair distance away, and that circle is continuing to favor the right-hand side of the military's big, still well inside the zone, as is FaZe. Chronix joining the party late a little bit, but trying to get those meds, making sure that they can get healed up before entering the zone.
Yeah, this pick here was very, very good for Exalt Gaming just because of the lack of meds that they had and that they're still chunking out damage. And they look what the new circle is. They're gonna have to go all the way along that south edge. Luckily for them, there aren't that many people on that big south road. But here, back onto FaZe on very nice high ground angle to take some shots down. They are landing a couple onto Purge Gaming. Purge quickly trying to find wherever they can find for cover. Sonic's just barely getting inside, dropped down to 50. Wick though didn't take any damage just yet. But this team is really split up right now. If anyone tries to attack them at this point, it's not going to be very good because FaZe are overlooking them, keeping them from moving and trying to group up in a stronger area together. However, Tiger Mafia now, they're split 2 and 2, caught on either side of Big.
Yeah, that was some good shots and good pressure put on by FaZe. They're on to Purge. They didn't land any downs, but that tick damage onto their armor and helmets is a big deal. So FaZe looked like they are fairly geared up. Mini Fridge now getting rezzed. Penta getting pressured from Air Station Mike, so another clash between these two teams from the last game. Penta sliding out a little bit and trying to reposition Air Station Mike, getting very close here. This might be a misplay. Penta getting a lot of pressure onto this UAS. It's a full team shooting at them. They got a bail. It's gonna blow. Oh, they just barely made it out of there. 3 still up. Now another one going down. Air Station Mike putting a lot of pressure on there. Simsy out in the open trying to defend, but Penta is in very rough shape. Looks like Real ZX is not going to make it out of this one. He's very far from being rezzed. Ultra and Simsy now on the defensive. Jazza getting a med of his own. There goes the vehicle. They might use that for a waypoint for Real ZX to get to. A lot of pressure coming out from Jazza. Now onto Ultra behind that tree. Real ZX might be able to get his crawl over there. Poka coming through. Avantgarde now getting into the zone, acting as a bit of a distraction, landing driving right past, I should say, Penta. So interesting play there. Another clash between Air Station Mike and Penta there, Cam.
Yeah, but now Penta are in a position to answer back, but Poka on the high ground stabs him from behind, getting a nice down and the full-on kill onto Simsy with the 8x on the M4, swapping over to the holographic in return.
Air Station Mike has rotated out. Yeah, I was going to say Air Station Mike's just rotated all the way around, and that's going to be it for Penta. YNCK finishing that off there. So that is a bit of revenge from Air Station Mike onto Penta. So they're going out well outside the top 10. Here comes another nade. That looks pretty good. I think it might have rolled past him. It did. Tony Sosa, high-powered game 1, coming back for some more kills here. And he's already wiped one full squad. So Tony Sosa picking up another one onto Crispier there. So that is I think that was Big going down. I'm not sure if that was Big entirely, but
no, Big got the team wipe.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake. So it looks like we have now Exalt Gaming looking down onto Pin Pals. Quick just kind of chilling. Not sure if he saw a helmet there or not, but this is again a lot of action through the mid game here, Cam.
Yeah, and part of that is just because of the transitions over to the military island are obviously more dangerous than transitions anywhere else amongst the main Arendelle Island, but also the fact that water and makes these circles smaller. So
Yeah,
breaks over here,
absolutely.
peeking around over, trying to find any angles onto Pin Pals. I don't think he spotted anyone out, but may have spotted out quick.
Nade coming down, little off target. I don't think he could quite make that throw if he tried his absolute hardest, but Quick has gone down. It looks like Udyr has spotted him out. So again, we have Exalt Gaming trying to just get another pick here. Excellent play from them so far. Quick is all by himself. I'm not sure how he got so separated for his team, but I think he's basically out of this thing. Vitality shooting towards Royal Banditos, and FaZe now having to transition south as well. So FaZe has been picking up kills off screen, and TSM still 4 up, gonna have an easier path into the zone as well.
Yeah, FaZe in a very good position to keep a lot of these teams out closer towards the edge, but they can't stay there for too long themselves because they have to make their own way inside the safe zone. And once again, there's not that much cover inside this next one. Vitality on a quick rotation to pretty much the only compound in the safe zone, so that's a very, very good pickup from them. It's not the usual spot that they like to play. They usually like to play more towards where everyone else is going to be coming in from, but considering that it's either no cover, get kills, or a lot of cover, and yeah, sure, you're not going to be the one keeping everyone from getting in, but you also can get taken out yourself. They definitely made a good choice for themselves. Pokemon Doria and the rest of Avangard coming across. Big right now is big. They're already taking out 2 squads. They can't take out a third. Easy's here with a nice initial down into a Nuctive. YNCK, though, elsewhere gets taken out by Conks, but that's a completely different fight. Easy's taking more shots through on Poke. Drops Poke very low. Keen there, you see on their right side, trying to get a different angle.
FaZe has heard this. Now you can see them rotating on top here. They're all kind of positioning themselves to look down onto this fight. So it looks like Big is going to have some pressure coming from above as well. Avangar still trying to deal with the pressure putting onto them. So Avangar still doing all right, but under pressure here. They can see the smoke. So FaZe seeing the players moving around, maybe just trying to gather some information before starting to shoot. You see here Mixie now starting to put pressure himself. We see actually Jempty going down, so that's some very quick reactions from Avangar taking Jempty down. So that's a tough down there. But Fuzzface has come down. He's going one-on-one with Keen. Keen pressing towards him. Fuzzface retreating a little bit. Weapon away completely on the defensive now. Turning around. Keen pressing up. He might be able to see Jempty getting res. No, not quite. So Avangar just scouting, not opting to go all the way up towards FaZe, but FaZe now inside the next zone. Probably looking for any other rotating teams behind him. You can see all those arrows pointed away. So it looks like TSM now under fire. LFO putting some pressure onto them. Break trying to return fire. Nayu up the hill. Longo down a little bit. Cam, this is another tough situation for TSM fighting uphill.
Yeah, they've been walking this entire time, and now, as you said, uphill fight. Vis gaming down, gotta try and get a revive on that. He can maybe crawl behind the tree, but Nayu here peeking down below. APR trying to come up with an answer back. Actually tosses a nade out, but Nayu has already rotated away from that angle and actually going in towards his right side onto the left of TSM. And this is a very nice wide flank to get a surround on TSM. This did now just get picked up, but Nayu here on basically a 90-degree angle for the rest of his team, and where he started at could get a very nice attack onto TSM as they all push up and try to push up the hill to get inside the safe zone.
Yeah, it looks like Nayu is rotated downwards. Vis trying to return fire. Longo going down, Break hitting that. So this is some good defensive play. Nayu actually still up over there. So Longo going down and out. Nayu now getting a med off Vis. I think aware of his presence at the very least. Medding in the zone, calling to his team. Break putting pressure there as well. So LFO now having given up that positional advantage. TSM has come all the way up this hill. So Nayu now by himself trying to med here, having to push. Now you see APR. It's a split push here. Vis goes down. Nayu landing it down there, so that's a little bit of a misplay, or unfortunate, I should say, for Vis. I think he went all the way down as well, so they did lose Vis in that fight. But decent trade, coming out 3 alive and taking out the remnants of LFO. So a bit of a tough break. Vitality chilling as well. So this zone is now favoring them. And look, a crate is being delivered as well.
It's a little bit of a bait crate because it's going to be quite out in the open. But 4 members of Vitality up, and if they see that there's no one really around to punish it, they could send one person out, maybe in a vehicle that they have for a little bit of cover, and the rest just cover fire as well. But now in FaZe, they still have the high ground on these 2 teams, still on 2 big, and well, it actually looks like Vanguard had been taken out, or at least moved elsewhere. But Tony Sosa Nice drop from Hexete onto him, and oh, nice bait of that pickup as well. HUD's taking a little bit of damage now, so fall away.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. You can see here now FaZe using that aggression, doing the same thing we saw Penta do. They've got that down. They know there's a seam. The nades coming. Just throwing them all around. Jempty pressed up. Jempty downing HUDs. Tony still did get res, but that's another team down. Tony trying to get a very quick med off here in the smoke. Jempty ran right by, going right to the shack here, pressing out into them. That's another down. Tony is left. I think is he still in the smoke? Yeah, he is. So he's actually done some damage to Fuzzface there. So Tony getting lost there in the smoke, but FaZe getting a full team wipe there and position in the zone and some extra loot. So excellent work there from FaZe.
Yeah, big. We were looking at them because they actually were doing a lot of damage. They took out 2 squads at least that we saw earlier, but unfortunately they're actually going to go out in 8th place, which is not the best position. I think it's better than last time, but nonetheless, they're going to obviously be a little disappointed about this finish nonetheless. But right now, NPR, the rest of TSM, on the north side, they could be coming across FaZe now as well. It could be their turn to swing against these heavy hitters.
Yeah, we saw actually Fuzzface just pick up a down onto Udyr a little bit off screen as well. So Exalt Gaming not safe either. But right now, TSM will probably have heard that engagement. The remaining member of Purge Gaming, Sane, sitting a little bit further away as well. So right now, it looks like TSM and FaZe are probably going to clash here. We see Exalt not too far away within eyesight of Fuzzface's Carnite. Or sorry, I'm not sure who took him. I might have been Hacks there. Hacks with that shot. But regardless, interesting end here as we see Vitality, and I think the best possible position. Exalt not too far away. So Jempty's pressed out a little further, looking for some more visual information there. And Sane just chilling, trying to do what FaZe did last game and sneak his way into the top 5.
Yeah, right now, teams are just waiting for the next circle to pop. Obviously, as we saw at the end of last game, the circle doesn't decide everything, but it does still help. Jempty finds a nice little angle, lands a couple of shots, and Cup of Magic. Doesn't get to full down, only drops him down maybe 35% health. But that
Vitality
circle just barely pushes Vitality out of the compound, and they're going to take the immediate rotation, find a small little cubby, and use the UAZs to create some cover for them along this tree just below this ridge. It's an interesting spot to play. It's hard to spot them, but if anyone does around that ridge above them, it's going to be a difficult fight to take, but they are going to be behind cover from the majority of the servers still alive. Udemir Fire goes down once again, this time to Bobo actually, from Pin Pals, who are still in this, 2 of them alive, and Winghaven cresting up on this hill, see if we can find another angle on anyone potentially there. Mixie now, though, returning fire onto TSM. These 2 teams gotten close enough to each other. They're actually throwing shots out now, but instead he's going to take the runaway, get behind Rocket, behind better cover, and wait for some backup.
FaZe needs to take it. FaZe needs to take it. So they spotted out Sane, unfortunately. So Sane's been spotted at that rock. So they do reduce their danger there from someone spoiling their game. But FaZe is going to have to take this. Now, TSM is getting pressure outside the zone from Royal Bandito. So right now, it's going to be FaZe versus TSM going straight on here. Mixie seeing, I believe, Smack moving around that ridge. APR chilling at that tree. I think TSM is in a bit of a pinch here. Vitality doing some damage as well. So I think that they might have that actually relieved, that Vitality is taking that pressure away from them from behind. But it is going to be TSM versus FaZe here. Jempty taking him down. PR goes down. Jempty taking him out completely. So TSM on the defensive now as FaZe is pressing. Mixie is rotated. Smack goes down to Jempty as well. So FaZe is really pressing the aggression here. Break, the last remaining player, I believe, still up. So Break trying to get away here, laying down on the ground, maybe trying to make as little noise as possible, as FaZe has basically won this team fight handily. So Break now just going into the full defensive, maybe looking to make a play here. He's right next to them. He doesn't see them, I believe. Yep, Mixie spots him out, takes him down, and trades does Fuzzface. So Fuzzface taking out Break, and that is going to be it for TSM. FaZe wiping them completely. So another team wipe for FaZe. And now it's going to be Vitality moving up the hill, listening to that shot. They must hear what's going on. So now it's going to be Vitality versus FaZe. Very high power matchup, Cam.
I'm going to be very mad if Exalt come in and ruin this fight, because this is a 4v4 between Vitality and FaZe. This one is going to be huge. But look at this great forward position by Monkey from Vitality. The rest of this team is a little bit behind, but he's in a forward position to maybe catch anyone from FaZe who oversteps their bounds, or even just to give information. It looks like FaZe right now, they have their attention turned towards Exalt Gaming, find a little bit behind a little bit of cover. And they're
Yeah, and
rocking
they're
them below
not
that
they're
reach.
not aware of the split either with how many teams are remaining, so they're not aware that Vitality is very close with zone.
Oh, right on
So
top of them, dead center.
yeah, so that's going to make it a little bit hard for them to transition. So they will have the zone at their back. So they need to finish this fight right away with the remnants of Exalt. So they are going to do that. They're rotating right towards them. I think they recognize the time is of the essence. They're pushing right on to Cup of Magic. They've only spotted two. Jempty right on the edge here. He hasn't looked all the way to the right. He sees him now. Quick reaction. Excellent job there, finishing him off. Jempty's very, very quick trigger there, taking him down. So Breaksco has to jump out of this and rotate away. He's going to run right into Vitality. However, Vitality looking right at him. Look at Vitality's positioning, how they spread out all along the edge of the zone.
Exactly. When FaZe was taking that fight, sure, Vitality didn't get any shots on them, but Vitality would basically take full control of the circle.
Yeah, that's really, really excellent play there by Vitality. They have vision basically everywhere. They're looking uphill. FaZe is going to have to make a decision here. Looks like they're opting to rotate down the hill a little bit, following what they imagine the path of that retreating player was. They're being very cautious, and that cautious behavior is costing them valuable time here as the circle's now going to start moving. Fuzzface taking a little bit of tick damage there. They're going to come into view of Vitality here relatively quickly. Who's going to spot him out and call them. So the rest of Vitality immediately coming to rotate now. Trades here happening. Vitality now moving around through the top of the zone. Trading, but he goes down. Breakso takes down Mixie right at that rock there. So that's 2 down. Vitality has the advantage here as Breaksco has played spoiler. That res now coming out but unfinished. So Jempty down himself. This res is going to be very dangerous. Vitality pressing immediately. Vitality has the high ground and the low ground advantage. Nades are probably going to start coming. Looks like Monkey has stopped a little bit here. Fuzzface defending, takes down Hayes. Oh, Cam, this is getting close.
Yeah, Monkey right now on the high ground trying to find out where the rest of FaZe are. Everyone from FaZe very, very low. Fuzz, we see on the low ground, see if we can't find a potential angle. Looks like they were able to pick a Rax up, and that's very strong with the AWM that they had in hand. Looks like Monkey did find a drop onto Hexete. Jumped to here trying to peek and trying to get a trade on that, but Shiv in the meantime pushing up very, very close. Could be coming up along right in between where Fuzzface and Jempty were, but Jempty is going to go and try and get the revive. They do have the hard cover, and they know that no one is immediately
Look at Monkey
right in front of them. Yep.
Look at Monkey. He just threw a huge nade. That might land right on top of where FaZe is. It landed down the hill. Luckily, that hill is going to play a bit of a factor with those grenades, going to help them out. But Monkey is right on top. The nades landing close to them. I'm not sure if Jempty is aware, but they are right next to him. So Monkey coming very close. Sneaky snaking. Hax is now meted, so he should be able to defend himself adequately, but he's doing another boost here. Monkey right on top. Pops and takes down. Oh, and a great trade. Jempty turns around and trades with Monkey. Excellent reaction now. And now it looks like FaZe has the advantage. So 3 up with FaZe going against Shiv now. Looks like Hax, and it's going to be Shiv and Shadow against FaZe here. So we have Hax looking for an angle onto Shadow. No helmet on Hax, so very dangerous position from there. Fuzz is using that low ground rotate, putting some pressure onto Shadow on that rock. Shadow getting pressure now. FaZe pressing the action. Both teams pressing now. It looks like Hax and Fuzz are going to press as one. So it's a 2v1 situation. Shadow did get the med off. He was sprinting. They do trade. Shadow goes down. They have Shiv surrounded, but Jempty has gone down. So now it is a 2v1 situation. But it looks like Jempty will be able to provide them information from the down state until he dies. Shiv recognizing that, taking him down. Hax trading out, and FaZe comes back with a flourish of kills and finishes a 4v4 fight with an insane amount of kills, Cam.
Yeah, they didn't beat Penta. They're at 19, just below where Penta was last game, but nonetheless a very good game from them. And we thought the Vitality had the advantage. We saw their positioning of the entire circle, but it seems that they actually spread themselves too thin. FaZe sticking closer to each other, doing a very good job of actually trading out those kills as well. So nonetheless, a very good game by both these teams, but congratulations to FaZe for taking game number 2. We have 2 more games coming up though. And so we're going to go back to another break where we get all of that set up. So hope you've been enjoying the game so far, and the next 2 are going to be just as good. So you're definitely going to want to come back for that.